Hi, this is Zach from Zach's Traders Cafe with a look at the major markets on Wednesday, the 5th of October. Starting off with the Footsie 100, and you can see that we've had the big breakthrough here through 7,000. Top of this channel from the end of June, heading as high as 7,300, which obviously seems like a long way away at the moment, but could nevertheless be achieved. Former resistance around 69.40, so while we're above that, 7,300 is the 1 month target for this market. RSI is 68, so approaching overbought, but not quite yet there. On to the DAX, and here it's been a bit more of a choppy situation given the speculation about the ECB and also interest rate or QE changes, but we're holding above the 50-day moving average at 105 or 10,507. We've got the top of that gap from last month, 10,610, which was suggested to come in as possible resistance, and has done or did do for yesterday's session. But the view here still is that while there's no end-of-day close back below the 50-day line, we can head up as high as 11,000, which is the top of this July rising trend channel. On to the US markets, which, if anything, are the most interesting of the bunch at the moment. If this was not the Dow, not a market which has continuously and continually defied the bears, I would be looking for a big move to the downside. We had the gap down through the 50-day moving average last month, which normally is a very reliable 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 statistically, the sell signal, a successful sell signal. To 18,100 is the support line here from May, the grey line, and really as little as an end-of-day close back below 18,100 could snap this market quite violently. Probably see a move down like we saw in the way that we saw at gold yesterday, and in this case down towards the 200-day moving average at 17,614. RSI triple failure at the 50 level and also at this August resistance line as well, so that does suggest we have a leading indicator on the downside, and this is valid while there's no end-of-day close back above the 50-day moving average at 18,385. In fact, aggressive traders would already be going long in the wake of yesterday's key reversal to the downside for the Dow. On to the S&P, and here we're also at a key level here, key support. You can see that coming in from May and June around the 2150 area. So again, this market managed to defy the bears yesterday. But view here is also that we've got a RSI definitely saying sell. Triple failure there at that August resistance line. It'd be almost impossible for that to go wrong, as it were, as far as if you are a bear. Obviously, wait for an end-of-day close back below 2150 or even 2120 if you're cautious, which is September support. But this looks as though finally the bears are going to get their way. Target 2064 at the 200-day moving average. The Nasdaq was the strongest of the three major best benchmarks here, starting to give way a little bit, but RSI is still well above 50 and 55, so early days yet, and probably you could argue that unless the Nasdaq breaks and the other two markets may not, this S&P and the Dow, end-of-day close back below the 20-day moving average at 48.19 is the earliest sell signal, which is valid for the Nasdaq. Onto the currencies, and cable certainly in focus. We had an intraday low 126 or towards 126 today. Still on the path towards the 125 area, which is the bottom of this falling trend channel from the spring of this year, and the downside really valid while there's no end-of-day close back above the former July support at 127.98. Onto the euro, which strengthened a bit yesterday, bounced off the main 111.50 support yet again, and also the 200-day moving average. What we're seeing here, probably the opposite of what we're seeing on the Dow and the US markets, where we've got the RSI bouncing off the neutral 50 level, and one would expect a break to the upside 112.50, the trigger level there. If we get that, then there could be quite a decent move towards 114. For dollar yen, it's been progress well above the 100 yen level. Decent move above the 50-day moving average at 101.68, while there's no end-of-day close back below that feature, heading towards a retest of 104, which is September resistance. Finishing off with gold, which seemed to be quite eerie in terms of its movement yesterday. I did actually mention the 200-day moving average at 12.57 as a possible destination for this market, and it seemed to make a decent move towards it. 1266 or 1265 yesterday's support, and looking towards the 200-day line as a minimum on the downside, even if the market then finds its feet again. That's it for me. More updates at the same time tomorrow.